No, look, a peace deal is not really available here. Imagine trying to negotiate a peace deal. Not only where is the border between Russia and Ukraine, but the Ukrainians want to know what's happened to all those children and how do we get them back? And what's the compensation for all the cities destroyed? And how do we stop a future war? So we're a long, long way from a peace deal.
When the Foreign Secretary, David Cameron, visited Donald Trump in Mar-a-Lago, he told Trump that he could be the person that a deal was discussed with. We asked Grant Shapps if David Cameron had talked about a deal to the former and perhaps future president.
No, look, obviously I wasn't in the room. I know what the Foreign Secretary did say, which is it's very, very important that the United States follows the UK's lead. Remember, we just increased our money to Ukraine this year to £3 billion, our biggest ever package. We'd just done that at the time. And he certainly would have said to Trump, it's very important that the United States, for the United States' own sake, sees that package go through Congress. And I'm pleased to say that package did go through Congress, and thank goodness, because it's armaments and defence equipment very much needed by our Ukrainian friends.
Grant Shapps slightly not answering the question that was asked of him, but we'll let him off. If David Cameron didn't talk to Donald Trump about a deal, should he have done? Because we do want the war to end, don't we? William Hague, what do you think of what's going on here? Do you think, are there any whispers of any kind of peace deal?
No, look, a peace deal is not really available here. Imagine trying to negotiate a peace deal. Not only where is the border between Russia and Ukraine, but the Ukrainians want to know what's happened to all those children and how do we get them back? And what's the compensation for all the cities destroyed? And how do we stop a future war? So we're a long, long way from a peace deal. Now, of course, the context here is this visit of David Cameron to Donald Trump, which appears to have done some good, or something did some good. Either David Cameron, and I don't know what they discussed, but either David Cameron or other people who've been lobbying Donald Trump in the last 6 weeks really made a breakthrough, because Donald Trump stopped objecting to the aid package going through Congress, and that's gone through perhaps in the nick of time for Ukraine. Now, if you have to say in the course of that conversation, well, look, Trump, you're the one who says you're going to have a peace deal. Wouldn't you be in a better position in a peace deal if the Ukrainians were still able to defend themselves? So that actually improve your chances, wouldn't it? The way you're thinking. I think that's a perfectly, I don't know whether he said that, but that's a perfectly sensible thing to say. That does not mean David Cameron was advocating negotiating a peace deal now, which I think everybody in the British government, including him, would think was a naive hope at the moment. But that's the world Donald Trump's living in, so you have to try and persuade him on his own terms.
Yeah. Kezia, we kind of know what's in the mind of Joe Biden when it comes to Ukraine. We're not completely sure, because he is not and may not be president again yet. But if Donald Trump, what might a future and second time around President Donald Trump mean, do you think, in terms of bringing the war in Ukraine to a close? Because he likes to get things done quickly, or likes to say that he likes to get things done quickly.
We also know quite a bit about what he doesn't like, right? So there have been plenty of reports to say he didn't respond particularly well to Britain, and Lord Cameron in particular going to him and saying, you have a duty to protect Europe. This is on America to kind of step up and step in here. But that there had been a change in tone when that had been kind of repackaged, rephrased and presented as an argument about what, this could do to his own electoral prospects in the United States, how his position on Ukraine could actually help him at home rather than be about his standing abroad. So I suspect there's a little element of this to it, that if you went to Trump and said, you could be part of bringing peace to Ukraine, that he might be quite tempted to lean into that and listen a little harder. But it's very difficult to tell, not least because Trump's position on these issues could change 5 times between now and November.
Yes.
Let's move on to some other things in a moment. Kezia and William, please stay with us. Kezia, are you wearing a rainbow lanyard?
I am, and I put it on just for you because I feel really strongly about this. So let's just wait till we get to that bit of the conversation.
No, I'm excited. I'm glad I can see it. We've had it started about 6:05 this morning, the debate about rainbow lanyards, and it has raged. That actually, the next two things we're going to talk about have got people going all morning.